Lance Medow, Paul Dottino with you here on Giants.com. This is the first installment of the Mock Draft Tracker presented by Crestron, a proud partner of the New York Giants. April 25th, the first round of the NFL Draft. We're 3 months out, so it's no better time than to start speculating on who perhaps the Giants could take with the 6th overall pick. And we're going to go through 3 players who have been projected to go to the Giants in some recent mock drafts, all on the offensive side of the ball. Paul, let's start with Daniel Jeremiah and Mel Kiper Jr., Jeremiah of NFL Media, Kiper of ESPN, Malik Neighbors, LSU wide receiver, a very athletic and explosive player.
He can play all 3 wide receiver positions, Lance. The X, Y, the Z, it does not matter. He's got 4.4 speed, had nearly 90 catches this year for about 1,500 yards and over a dozen touchdown receptions. Now, he's extremely elusive. He has a second gear after he catches the ball, which makes him very explosive. He's also known for his separation skills. So you can imagine how many quarterbacks in this league would love to get their hands on him. The one thing, though, is that he played more than 50% of his snaps in the slot. So against bigger boundary corners who are going to try to get physical with him, he's going to have to learn some more tricks of the trade to be able to get free.
And he led the nation with 17 receptions of 30-plus yards, so that speaks volumes of his explosiveness. Bucky Brooks of NFL.com, Dane Brugler of The Athletic, also going with a wide receiver, this time out of Washington, Rome Odunsi, 6'3", 215, so he's a vertical threat who also can win the contested catches.
Runs in the 4.3s, Lance, and that's just a very impressive combination when you think about those physical skills. Really great with the double move, has fly paper for hands, very instinctive, was a team captain. Don't forget about that stuff because the off-the-field folder is also very important to these scouts. Now, one thing about him, though, he's going to have to learn how to do some hand fighting, because that's something he hasn't had to do much in college. When he gets to the NFL against some of these pro boundary corners, that's going to be one of the ways that he's going to have to get free to make these spectacular catches that he's been making for the Huskies.
And he was tied for the most contested catches in the nation this season with 24, 8 of which resulted in touchdowns. And don't question his toughness. He played a game with a fractured rib and a punctured lung after recovering an onside kick against Arizona. Chris Trapasso of CBS Sports going the tight end route. Brock Bowers out of Georgia, 6'4", 240. And this is a man that won the John Mackey Award in back-to-back years. First ever player in college football history to accomplish that.
A 3-time All-American, Lance. And everybody's been talking about this guy for the better part of 2 years now. Oh, can't wait till he gets into the league because he's the new receiving prototype tight end that everyone talks about. He gets separation. He runs terrific routes. He's got speed at 4.4. which, of course, is really nice for a tight end. Now, one thing, though, if you're going to play him in line much as an inline blocker, that's not his forte. He's going to have to gain some more power to do some of that stuff. He's more of your typical H-back tight end or your stand-up slot tight end than he is being an inline guy. But that's not to say he won't be incredibly productive.
Well, he was incredibly productive in college with 13 touchdowns as a freshman and then 13 in his sophomore and junior year combined. He has a knack for finding the end zone. So this is the first installment of the Mock Draft Tracker presented by Crestron, a proud partner of the New York Giants. For Paul Dottino, I'm Lance Medow. Stay locked to Giants.com for all the latest.